How much more are you now compared to before you became a DJ?
Christ.
Let's just give the people what they want, bro. All right, hey everyone, we're here with Pinto. I've been warned not to call him DJ Pinto, and he's going to explain that why, because I'm very curious to know. And of course, I'm John.
Adam.
And we're just going to jump right into this and start off with why not DJ?
Would you call David Guetta DJ David Guetta?
I mean, no. All right.
Exactly.
There's got to be.
So I appreciate it. You could. I feel like some people would.
No, they don't.
And you could.
No one says, I'm going to see DJ David Guetta today.
DJ Tiesto. DJ Chainsmokers.
Okay.
I'm going to see DJ Cascade.
Understood. Okay.
Get it now?
I understand. How long have you been?
We fair warn. He gave you fair warning. Not for
All
nothing.
right. Tell me, Pinto. Where's the name come from?
So it took a lot of time and effort to come up with it. I was born with it. It's my last name.
It's your last name?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Where are you from?
Jersey.
Jersey, but like the
My
name
family's
Pinto.
from Brazil.
Oh, from Brazil.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Brazil.
Huh?
It's Brazil. You got to
Sorry.
say it with some chest.
Brazil. Were you born in Jersey or were you born in Brazil?
Jersey.
Okay, cool. I was, what part?
I was born in New Brunswick, but I grew up in Toms River.
Okay, cool. All my family's from New York. I know Adam from New York too. So when did you make it your way down here?
2016. So like 5 years ago.
Okay. And you've been DJing for?
Since quarantine. Around March 2020.
How'd you get into it?
Quarantine. There was no work and I was bored, so I started DJing.
All right. Thank you. That's our show,
That
guys.
concludes.
We'll see you next time on the next episode.
Yeah.
So you're in quarantine, man. Like, how do you jump into that? I mean, I don't think it's just like, oh, well, it's quarantine, I got time. You love music. You say, hey, now's the time to really explore it and work on my talent, my craft.
No, 100%. Like, I think it was like 4 or 5 days into it, and I always loved music, and I was around it a lot because I was doing pictures for it. And then I was like, it, let me start playing with it. And I was over at my boy's house. I was learning how to DJ. I was like, maybe I could do something with this. I just kept doing it and doing it and doing it. And then I got my first club offer during COVID, and that's where it all started.
Well, what club was that?
111 in Boca. Shout out.
Shout out Boca 111.
All right, so you know, Adam, you know about 111 then. What's it like there?
I mean, yeah, I guess I've been out in the scene. There's not a place that Pinto DJs that I haven't been to or frequented at one point. Some I'm more proud of than others, but we'll get into that. It's a cool club. It's very young, more his age, more his demographics. So I think when you're talking about a DJ in a local spot, they're like, all right, can he play music well, and can he bring people out? Which I think was a good start for him to kind of get his feet wet DJing. It's not a very serious place by any means. They're not like the big name club. If you've never heard of 111, then I wouldn't be surprised by that at all. It's just one of those things. I think he got started there, and people started to chirp a little bit about him. But also, like, in that age, obviously he's younger than us, but that demographic of being on social media and, like, putting out Instagram videos and doing wild shit. Like, you ask him about his logo and why his logo is what it is, or, I mean, you go into it. You have the cone as a logo and whatnot. Give us that story. Where's the origin of that?
So the cone logo is from, the simplest answer is just driving my drunk friends, and when we're on I-95, I'll be like, all right, someone's got to grab the cone off the side of the road.
And like that's the shit. That's the content he's creating. Not like to push it where it's like forced. Just organically doing dumb shit. Except when we were doing dumb shit back in the day, we weren't recording it. We also weren't trying to rat ourselves out. These guys are a little different. There's probably too much to even do that, out there. But
Yeah, some things I record have been I'm getting in trouble for it, but it's fine. Everything's fine.
He literally would pull up like, and we'll get into other part. Like he's typically driving all the time. He's not really drinking too often. I've seen him drink on a couple of special occasions. One time, great story. We'll get into that for sure. But in the back of his pickup, there's like stacks of orange cones. Like, what are you doing? What the is going on here? So to throw your logo around that was definitely a very brand identity type thing. It was smart enough to come up with that. And then obviously, you know, I don't think maybe the first time I met you had that hair, or was that kind of a newer?
Maybe you met me when I was blonde.
Maybe.
When I first met you, which was before I moved, it was you had blonde.
Yeah, I was blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been purple for like a year and a half now.
Feels like forever. But that's a cool thing about like someone's brand and personality.
Everyone
Like,
thinks I've always had purple, but it's literally has not been that long.
Yeah.
It's just
And more
stuck in
importantly,
everyone's head.
I feel like you've definitely seen this kid too, run around the club sometime, and he has like that very similar haircut with like a different shade of purple. And I'm like, that guy's jocking Pinto's shit. That's up.
That's the best. I get videos of that guy all the time. Yeah. The Walmart Pinto.
Or people think that that's him. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, classic.
All right. So how long were you at 111?
I don't know if it was a year or just under a year, because we like boomed that place up during COVID. Like
They were like one of the only people that were like willing to. Remember COVID times for crazy.
I was
crazy
doing
shit here.
taco dinner parties,
Okay.
Yeah.
but they were just like.
Wait, I'm sorry. You said taco dinner?
So it was like a Tuesday night where we would have a dinner party that was for like the regulations, but like it was just me DJing a set to just a bunch of college kids. And the amount of times,
COVID.
yeah, the amount of times we got raided was insane.
How much more are you now compared to before you became a DJ?
Christ.
Let's just give the people what they want, bro. Like, if you have to give it a ratio, you're like, hey, man, before I started DJing, I was averaging like a new chick a month. Now, like, you know, throw us a ratio.
Oh, man.
Because there's things people want to know.
Yeah. I don't know if people want to know this.
I'm telling you, I speak for the people. That's why I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and when you're in the crowd and you're just there and you're watching that guy up there, you can't help but think as a man, like, that guy's got to be.
That is a question, I guess.
So when pre-DJ to post-DJ, what's your increase look like? Don't be bashful. Share the number.
I think maybe, and as you know, an advisor of yours, I know sometimes we talk about things and I give some good advice. Maybe give them like a percentage increase instead of a
number,
an actual hard number.
I went from 2 to 12.
Yeah, maybe like I increased 100%, 200%, 50%. You know.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, all right, what's
Weekly.
the percentage increase?
I'll put it this way. I'm up from before I started DJing 500%.
It's great.
Wow.
To be fair, how'd you learn? What does it entail? How do
Can
you
you
teach
teach me how to DJ?
I want to work taco dinner parties.
I can't wait to pull that edit out of Pinto reveals his body count, and it's just straight catfish. Like,
just
yeah. Actually, sorry,
500%.
500%.
I want to know of what. It's a 500% increase on women, and it went from 0 to 2% with men.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, I just don't. No one knows me, like my sexual life out there that well, so that's why I love it.
That's great. Like,
Probably should be that way.
yeah, especially I think for people that are in the spotlight and doing things that it's like that. It's nice to have parts of you that they're yours, they're private, and everything
Exactly.
like that. And
People try to find out, but
Nah, I think a lot of people like only. I mean, it's weird because I know him both ways. Like I know him as his human self, and I know him as just like Pinto. You know. And yeah, there's some shit you probably just want to keep to yourself, or people think that they know him and they're saying what up to him in places. Like we go out when he's obviously not working, we're just chilling, and people are like, yo, like saying what up. And like, he like maybe has seen him or doesn't really know him, or he's just like, yo, like get out of my face. Like I'm just trying to chill with my boys here and party. You know, and it's all the time. And obviously he sticks out like a sore thumb because look at the shit on his head. But it, I think it just comes with the territory.
it does. That's why you like some things private. But at the end of the day, like, I don't care about. That's like the one thing that's private on me, but everything else, like, I'll post everything.
Yeah. Well,
You know that.
You know what you.
Yeah.
Yeah. If anyone follows this page, you know that. But I think that's the shit you signed up for.
Exactly.
It is what it is.
It's not even just signing up for it. It's just a lot of DJs in this like area, let's just say South Florida area, they don't post enough, and that's why they're not growing.
Yeah.
That's why I post everything. So that's why people come up to me and they know everything. Like people come up to me that I don't know. They're like, "I love your ring videos." I'm like, "Oh, it's on my story."
Yeah. That's got to be crazy.
It is,
But
it's getting crazier. Like I'm still only right here.
yeah, no, you haven't scratched the surface. And now, like, he's not just at 111. Not that I don't know if you were ever like a resident there by any means.
Yeah, back then I was like, that's what I was getting into. Like during COVID, that was like the only place that was open for people to go out because it was during college season. Like right now it's slow season, so there's not a lot of college kids in Boca. But during that time, it was insane.
Yeah. I remember we were like always looking for some shit to do. We're like, yo, where's a spot where can we say we're eating chicken fingers at, and then actually buy a couple bottles and get out there. We found a couple places.
Do you think that helped? COVID hitting, and then there not being a lot of options.
I thank COVID every day. Like I swear.
I mean,
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but
no, it makes sense.
If it wasn't for COVID,
Pinto advocates COVID. All right.
if it wasn't for COVID, I probably would not be where I'm at right now.
Yeah. Yo, it's crazy. A lot of people's story is very much like that. Like, obviously, people got crushed from it and businesses got crushed, but
100%.
a lot of shit grew from it as well. But that's just a cool thing to kind of
just
pivot
depended what you
when
did during it.
necessary is cool. It's definitely shows some different type of grit because it would have been easy to just do nothing or continue doing the shit you were doing or, not do anything at all. So kudos for that move for sure.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know, but like for these guys, and I'll just act like I don't know, where are you DJing more often now?
So
Where's
right
your
now,
spots?
I'm a resident at Scarlett's, a resident at Dare Day Club Nightclub, and a resident at Sway.
So 3 residencies,
Yeah.
all pretty close to each other. First of all, we're definitely rating which one's your favorite and for what reasons. I don't know if everyone knows, like, Scarlett's not just a club. It's a club.
No, it's actually not that hard. My number one's Dare right now.
Dare,
Day Club.
the day club. Okay. Why? Just because they're, it's funny because my first thing I was about to come out of my mouth was because there's half naked everywhere. But I guess Scarlett's is full naked girls. So why Dare?
It's a better vibe. Like people are there for the music. At Scarlett's, people that aren't there for the music. They're there
Really? They're not there to see you?
That's weird. That's
Every time I've ever went was just to see you. Every time I'm there.
Yeah, I know. I feel like some people go there for me, but like there's like another thing, like things on stages that they're there for. But Dare's like it's like the only like actual pool party we have down here.
Yeah, that they are definitely trying to make. I mean, they're doing it. They're bringing the Vegas pool
It's
party
like
to South Florida.
our own version of the Vegas pool party, and that's just so fun to be able to play to all those people all the time. Like I just did it yesterday, and it was amazing. But yeah, that's my number one.
There's also some great talent going in there. So are you meeting top tier DJs that
Everyone.
are? It's crazy, right?
That's why I even go there when I'm not DJing.
Just to learn and
Just
watch
to
them do
learn
their
and watch.
thing. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite DJ of your own? Somebody that's work you like?
My favorite DJ is 4B.
4B.
He's the DJ from Jersey. He's the one that got me into all the electric EDM, all that. When I saw him at Ultra 2018.
Have you ever met him?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Play
cool.
with the show with him. Like, we're boys now.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you got like a personal relationship with
Yeah.
your favorite DJ.
Yeah.
So you're saying that because you know he's gonna watch and like you're gonna get in
No.
trouble if you say
No.
DJ David Guetta?
Nah.
Can we tag him on something in here?
Yeah.
I did hang out. I did film David Guetta's first ever COVID live stream, though. That was before I DJ.
Oh, do you remember we took a table there at the live stream?
Oh, that was a different live stream.
Oh, I know that wasn't his live stream because
Yeah.
I didn't see David Guetta do a live stream. But
Yeah, but we were doing live streams during COVID at the company I worked at.
yeah, so during COVID, I'm telling you, we were on a hunt. I was on a mission back then to just like be out in the scene, partying, whatever. So me and my cousin, which is how I met Pinto actually, and like I think Savannah, maybe there's one or two other girls. We went to a live stream. So we pull up to a warehouse. These guys are setting up, same camera crew we have here, and it's just DJs like performing to a camera. And the whole thing is like it's on YouTube or wherever it's being streamed. And then there's just like us in the background with like our own bottles we brought with a bucket of ice, just like partying, watching like our own little set just for us. It was fucking hysterical. Great time.
That was crazy. They're like, we got to bring people, maybe sell a bottle or two. I'm like, we're in a warehouse right now. We're just DJing to a camera, but this is
who are we
this is
gonna
the
call?
times we're in right now.
Yeah.
And then all the other little parties we went to,
Yeah.
all the random places we ended up at.
Thank God for Gold Rush, honestly, being open. So that was like the only like Miami club. It was obviously it's a strip club, but they were just again like, hey, buy some chicken fingers and you could be there.
It was crazy. We went in one day. We were hanging out, just eating chicken tenders. But then, what was it, like 2 days later, they just got fully shut down again after that?
Yeah. We closed down Gold Rush for a good amount of time.
They're like,
You're like the only guy that goes to strip clubs for the music and the chicken tenders.
Yeah.
they're like, Adam, we're open. And then we went that day. So funny, everyone was wearing a mask.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone. We got yelled at walking in with our mask halfway on. But then 2 days later, they're like, can't come back.
Yeah,
We're done.
we're done. They shut this down real quick. It was crazy.
How do you? Because you said you're at Dare, the day club, Scarlet's, and what was the third place? Sway. So what? I'm just curious. As soon as you said that, I'm like, that's 3 residencies. That's got to be like taxing on your schedule. What's your schedule look like Monday through Sunday doing that?
The residencies at Sway and Dare are different. Like, I'll do Sway once a month, Dare nightclub once a month, Dare day club once a month.
Oh, okay.
Those residencies, like, you have to split between like other like residents that they have too. But then Scarlet's, I have 4 nights a week.
Got it.
Yeah, and the hours are from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. And then Fridays 1 a.m. to 8 a.m. So my sleep's like
Terrible.
bare to none.
Yeah, it's fucked up. So, all right. What kind of preparation do you need to do? Like, you're hitting this place once a month. You probably want to come strong.
Red Bull.
What's
It's literally Pinto his catchphrase is I'm Pinto, sponsored by Red Bull. Like if he doesn't get a Red Bull sponsorship at some point, I will be mad. I will be mad for you. As a matter of fact, I'll make a couple calls on your behalf, see what we can work out.
Dude, they've never sponsored a DJ. I'm the first one.
Someone's got to be the first.
I was thinking
Manifest it,
more
baby.
not the physical prep. I'm thinking like for your music.
Oh,
like,
music prep?
Yeah. What goes into that process?
I typically don't prep music. I don't like to do that because not knocking anyone, but like if a DJ
No, please knock them. And name drop if you can.
No.
Instagram handles.
He does what we do for this podcast, which is no preparation.
Exactly, but like
just come on and do her thing.
If a DJ preps what he's gonna play and then sticks to it, what if the crowd doesn't like it?
Fuck them.
Exactly.
They're there for the chicken tenders anyway.
That's not what you're supposed to do. You got to play to your crowd. Like if you have a set playlist, you're just playing song after song after song, and you're just watching the crowd sit there and be dead. It's gonna be dead in like 20 minutes. Like I play to the crowd. I like to feed off their energy. Once their energy's up, my energy's up, and it's a perfect match. Like I don't like to prep anything.
Wow. So you don't even know the songs you're playing. You just vibe. You just go. That's art. That's not like you're the artist.
I feel like it's so much better.
That's the that is the craft though.
Yeah. But see, my conception of DJs is like they go in there and they know they have their thing, what they're doing.
Well, there are some that do that.
Yeah, you could tell the difference between someone press and play and just like kind of hanging around, and then like someone DJing like to the crowd, to the audience. This, if you're listening to music, you're in the scene enough and you're paying attention. Different than probably you because you just go and get blackout every time, so you don't know what's going on.
Nah, maybe back in the day, I don't really do that now. But
listen, we're adults now.
I'm not.
Yeah. Well, okay. When I said we, I wasn't talking about you at all.
You ever seen We Are Your Friends? That movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you love that guy.
So
what's the actor in that?
Zac Efron.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
a
I have
great
no
movie.
shame saying like if I have to go gay for a guy, that Zac Efron's the guy.
Clip it.
That's like, there's no Zach. If you're listening, dude, yeah, we are your friends. I watched that movie and I actually really liked it. One, because Emily Ratajkowski was my celebrity crush, and I'm over her now. It's all about Florence Pugh. You could add a picture of her in this, but
This guy.
she's great. But that opened up DJing and that kind of world. I'm just curious, you watching that and being a DJ, how on point was that?
That movie's my inspiration.
You know what a cool topic of that movie that I haven't watched that shit in a long time. But I remember it being very like drug friendly. Friendly meaning there was just a ton of drugs being done there. And I think a lot of the DJ culture is, especially with like bigger names, like you used to see guys getting up and then playing sets. Can you play up? Do you even go down that road? Have you ever gone down that road? Do you know a lot of DJs who like have to get up before they play?
I feel like a lot of the DJs get up. Most of them. Like, there's like a small percent that don't. But like, yeah, I don't drink at all. I've drank like maybe 5-6 times my whole life. And
I saw one of those times, by the way.
and I don't do any drugs either. But yeah, I just feel like I don't know how people DJ fucked up, honestly. I don't get it, because one of the times that I drank in my life, we went back to my apartment. I was like, oh, I'm going to rip a set for everyone. And I was like, what am I looking at? I can't see the music. I'm like, how do people DJ? Like, there's no way people do this. And then I'm like, oh, when people are fucked up, that's why the music sucks, because they don't know what they're doing. But yeah, I feel like a lot of DJs also like just get like tipsy so they could like relieve the nerves if they have any.
Oh, get comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just never like got nerves like that. Like being in front of a crowd is like, I do worse if there's no one in front of me. I need people in front of me, and I do so much better. Like I like that
energy.
Yeah.
I mean, energy off people in general is a real thing. And there's definitely, I've been at the club plenty of times. Like you could feel it when it's like hitting like that.
Yeah. I feel like it's like, even for my first time playing for a big crowd, they're like, oh, you're going to get butterflies, you're going to get nervous. I was like, no, I'm not. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, this is easy. Like, this is nothing. Like, that's why I I don't need the alcohol in my system.
Why is it that you were only like, did you have a certain experience that made you not really drink or drink too often?
I was just thinking that.
Kind of just not.
Yeah,
it's not really your
I
thing?
get that question like every day of my life, and there was just never an answer. I just never did it. I don't know why I never did it, and I didn't drink for the first time till my 21st.
To your 21st birthday?
Yeah.
How old are you now?
24.
24.
Yeah.
You said there's been like 5 times where you drank.
Yeah.
Did you drink and just like drink, have a couple drinks, or are you saying 5 times that I drank and got drunk, up?
Oh yeah, it was bad.
Now,
I walked into 11 one time.
hold on, let me adjust my mic for this. I love a good, good tea session.
Was it a COVID? It was during COVID?
Kind of, or
But
like we were just getting out of it.
We were either just getting out or just getting in.
Yeah.
And so there's not really a ton going on. There's not a ton of people there. And they have like the nice corner table, him and his boys. And I walk in and I just see little purple hair. I don't see anything else. And he's holding 2 girls up, I think, and just smacking the shit out of them. Where you can, I don't know how to say it. Like, he's not beating them in the
I'm not beating them up.
For our female audience.
But this girl's ass was so red by the time he was like, by the time either someone said, hey, you should probably chill, or she was just like had enough and like couldn't do anymore. But it was incredible.
Yeah,
just
I was
like
holding
he was up. I haven't seen him like that ever. I just always accepted that he just didn't really drink, or every time I was hanging out, like he was the one whipping, so he was being responsible. And then I was like, oh, he doesn't really drink too often.
Yeah, I was holding up 2 girls at 11. It was from Jay's birthday, and
Yeah.
that was crazy. A lot of things happened that night. Chocolate cake to the face, chocolate cake to stripper faces. The bouncer was like, you can't pick her up above your head. I was like, why not? I knew all these things.
You mean I can't do this? Why?
I knew these things.
Yeah, I can. I'm strong.
It's easy. They're like, yeah, but they weren't caring because like we were having fun and we weren't doing anything.
That minimum that night was, there was plenty of money spent.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they didn't really give a They
Yeah,
weren't
they're
trying
like-
to say too too many things.
It's like this is the most money we probably had since COVID. Right
Yeah,
now.
absolutely.
Yeah, that was a fun time. Yeah, but even though I've drank those few times, it's always been fun. I'm not saying it's not fun. I just still don't need it. Like I have the same amount of fun, just slightly less.
Any other vices?
Vices?
Yeah, like you drink. Do you smoke cigarettes?
No,
Do you like
literally my only
cigars?
vice is
Oh,
caffeine.
where really? where were you at 4 a.m. to this morning?
Wow. And I called him out with how many chicks have you nailed since you became a DJ? This
4
guy's
a.m.
like, where are you at 4 a.m. this morning?
I was eating steak.
Oh,
And where did you meet her?
No, I'm kidding. I was at Scarlett's last night. Well, we have a steakhouse now, so
so you were at dinner.
I was at dinner.
Oh, all right.
But then after that, I was at the Hard Rock.
All right.
That's my
At
other
least you said
vice.
it.
Oh, gambling.
Gambling.
All right.
He likes to play.
Well, if you think about it this way, the Hard Rock's like Dave & Buster's
For adults.
for adults.
Wow. Good analogy.
Kids go to Dave & Buster's. They spend all their parents' money, and what do they get out of it? Like a
Toys.
toy? That's if you redeem your points.
Yeah, but they don't.
What if
go,
you just
they
leave?
don't go there and then they have to give up their toy when they lose the game.
No, but I'm talking about what if you
I
play
just wanna
all
say-
those games and then you don't redeem a toy? Your parents just make you leave. Then you spent all that money and you won nothing.
Dave & Buster's is trash, by the way. I just want to say that so we know.
No, it's not.
And it's not for the kids because there's 30, 40-year-old single people hooking up at the bars there. And the drinks are trash and the bar's sticky. I went to Dave & Buster's once and I'm like, why am I here?
He's a hater.
Should have been at the
Yeah,
Hard Rock.
yes, he is. He is
No,
absolutely.
we don't want
a
their
hater.
sponsorship. Dave & Buster's, no, it's trash.
Okay, but yeah, the Hard Rock's a big arcade.
Okay.
For
It's
adults.
an arcade for adults.
Yeah.
What do you play? What's your stuff?
Blackjack.
Blackjack.
Yeah. But sometimes war. War's fun. Because it
How do you play war? Because I have a very I've played war plenty of times, and I'm supposed to be good at gambling and whatnot, you know. So really, I like to play craps and roulette. But down here, obviously, we don't have real games like
Yeah.
that. You just have table games and war, which
I
is
feel like-
ridiculous. But how do you play? Because how do you play?
war's I met one of the people and they're like, war's probably the best odds. War and Baccarat are the best odds at the casino.
Well,
'Cause
outside
it's
of really craps is your best.
but we
odds
don't
you
have
can
that
bet.
here.
Right.
We have the fake stuff here.
Yeah, nonsense.
But war is literally 2 cards.
No, I know how to play the game. How do you gamble it? Is what I mean.
So it's the match to dealer.
Right.
So if you have a 5 on match, you get 50 every time you match. And usually the way I play it is, that's why I like war, because there's really no strategy.
Right.
Like
You
it
don't have to think
doesn't
too hard.
take a brain. like
There's
maybe
no decision. You don't have to read a book.
and then I don't know how to explain how to win it, because I'll be going down and then I just going big on a hand and then you get a 2 and then it's just downhill from there.
Yeah. So again, I went through a couple different phases in my life. Being a little bit older. War was one of them where I was playing war, and it was a simple strategy. If I lost, I doubled my bet. And the only problem was, about that is you lose 5 straight, and now all of a sudden I'm at an $800 hand of war, and you're kind of sitting there and your heart's beating a little bit. Not because it's $800, just because if you lose, you gotta go up to $1,600,
And it's only 1 card.
and it's just 1 card versus 1 card.
With blackjack, you have a chance to get yourself to 21. With war, it's 1 and 0.
Yeah, it just is what it is. But if you can find a casino that is a big enough table minimum, then you could really go there, in my opinion, and just double your bet every single time when you're playing war. Because the reality is, to go 10 straight losses at war is very difficult.
Very hard.
It's just
It's
fucking
possible,
hard.
but it's very
I'm
hard.
sure it's possible, but it's
Pretty
just
sure
hard.
I've had it.
Yeah, we did it. We were talking a little bit earlier about HQ and down in Atlantic City because we're both going there pretty soon. But that was, I had a little phase there where I was playing war a little bit and going to HQ and leaving the club for a second, playing war.
War's fun, but I feel especially at AC or Vegas, it's just roulette's fun.
Oh, roulette's
Live
great.
roulette is probably one of the most thrilling, best feelings
Yeah.
in the world.
So to full circle, he's a vice guy. Like as far as an adrenaline is the vice. Whatever gets the heart going.
Yeah.
Which like DJing, he's whipping a motorcycle around now. I'm sure that's doing it for him.
Anything that puts my life on the edge.
Okay, so you're an adrenaline junkie.
Yeah.
You like skydiving and roller coasters and stuff like that?
I've honestly never been skydiving. I just never had time for any of that. But like, I would love to go skydiving and stuff, but like, I haven't gone yet.
That's insane. I mean, it's not insane. It's dope for you. It's never gonna happen.
I would never, yeah.
There's no reason for me to jump out of a plane for anything.
It sounds fun.
Sounds unnecessary.
You guys remember Rye Playland, right?
Who?
Rye Playland up in New York. There's this roller coaster. It's a dragon coaster, and I get on this ride, and there's just no. I didn't fit in it or anything like that. And I remember when we're going up, it's like 45 degrees, and right before we hit the first drop, some guy down at the bottom hits the emergency like shut off switch, and the shit gets stuck just like that for like 30 minutes. It was the kind of thing where the bar that puts you there, I easily could have just like jumped and died, and it me up because then it started abruptly. I wasn't ready for it. Traumatized me. So roller coasters, I don't care. I don't with them. I go to Disney. I'm not doing any crazy rides. I don't want to be upside down. Skydiving is ridiculous. I'm comfortable being the person holding everybody's bags while they go do roller coasters. I just
don't like roller coasters or like fair rides because like I like doing my own stupid shit because like my life's on the line and it's gonna be on me. Roller coaster,
and you have mad control
Yeah.
when you're jumping out of a plane,
what?
like skydiving.
Yeah. Did you pack your chute?
Yeah, like
Okay, that's different.
Like
yeah, I
These
understand. what
roller
you-
coasters are
control's an
like
illusion.
3,000 years old.
Yeah. I understand when you're talking about like
Like the swings at the boardwalk, I've been on those, but like, come on, that one day his
Yeah,
chain's
that
gonna
was
snap and
sketchy.
I'm gonna end up in the Atlantic Ocean.
yeah, none of that. Which, by the way, would be the safest thing that could possibly happen. But I understand the control aspect of like whipping your bike around and like or at least like it's on me.
Yeah.
I get that.
it's on the ground. It's like still. It's driving.
Yeah, well, okay.
So it's
we'll,
like
we'll put it this way: like I would go drive a car around a track, like a Formula One type track, but I certainly wouldn't be the passenger. Like the driver of that would have to be like something crazy. Like that would be fun for me, and I would get a little bit of an adrenaline rush from that
Just
driving.
wouldn't be
But
the
I
same.
definitely wouldn't be the passenger, just as a control thing, probably.
He would love to be passenger.
no. I actually, and when I'm riding with other people and everything, I actually get nauseous. Like I actually get car sickness. It sounds lame, but
It does sound.
it's a real thing.
Yeah.
Like, so I get the idea of control and and like, but I think when you think about that kind of stuff, you're in control if you're driving, but it still doesn't change the risk at all. You know what I mean? It's still the same thing.
Yeah, it does. I think that's what we have in our own mind, thinking that, oh, if I'm behind the wheel, this is on me, no one else. Like, it's just the way your brain is programmed. Some people love to be a passenger. They're like, oh, okay, if you crash,
yeah.
I don't care. It was on you. I can never have that mentality.
I was curious. When was the last time you were back in Brazil? Do you go there?
I've only been there once. I was 15 or 16. I was only there for like 10 days, so I didn't even get to experience anything.
I would imagine like the DJ scene out there is probably big in some of the stuff they
Bro,
have.
it's crazy.
There's a hell of a party scene there. Yeah.
They have a festival in the jungle. I forgot what it's called, but it's probably I've seen videos. It's the sickest thing. It's the
Where
sickest.
isn't like Carnival a big thing? Is that Brazil?
Yeah, carnival's in like January.
Carnival.
Carnival.
Please.
Please.
It is. I just said that shit mad white, by the way.
Corrected me on Brazil.
Brazil.
Carnival.
You're like carnival.
Because I didn't want to say it wrong. I'd say Carnival and
Been
then
to
sound like a
Carnival?
fucking douchebag. But yeah, my bad. Carnival.
My family's been. My dad's been. He says it's sick. It's a fire experience. I definitely want to do that within the next like 2 years. It looks sick.
So go or
Simon.
actually DJ there? Like
Go.
play? Oh, just go.
Oh, I would love to DJ. I would love to DJ in Brazil.
Sign me up, I'll come.
But carnival is like, the women there is just different, they say. Not to look at Adam.
Yeah, Adam, you were telling me some type of stereotype about Brazilian women.
I don't know stereotypes. I know that they're very nice people.
Great people.
Yeah, really big hearts.
Yeah, those are implant hearts, right?
Yeah, man. Listen,
Whatever makes you happy, right?
it's art, man. It's just art.
So you talked about Dare Day Club is like your favorite vibe. You like that. Scarlet's, what's it like playing there? Because you're there 4 days a week. That's where most of your time is. I
Yeah.
mean, what's that like?
Well, so
What have you learned being at Scarlett's? Did you have a different, idea of strip clubs in general before being there and then after?
Oh shit, I got perfect piggyback to that question. Go ahead. Yeah.
Well, what I've learned is strippers make a lot of money. It's sick.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I was like, whoa, I didn't know you could, but that's amazing. And but like from my standpoint, like the weekdays I'm there, it's like 50-50 me enjoying DJing there because like I have to call the girls to the stage, and that just ruins the
That's
experience
obnoxious
of that's
for you.
just ruins the experience of DJing.
Starla to the main stage. Starla.
That just ruins the experience of like just DJing. But like I guess it's like a good gig to have, but it's good for me to learn my music. But then Fridays there, I don't have to call any of the stages, and it's just like a big party for 7 hours straight.
Taco Friday.
Taco Friday.
So, what's something in you working at Scarlett's or any strip club, just in that environment? What's something that you learned new that like changed your mind for the better about strippers? Like, oh, I always thought it was this, but you know what? It's not that bad, and you think better of it. And what's something that you've experienced that you're like, I thought it was like this, but now that I work there, that changed it for the worse.
I don't know about anything that got worse, but like strippers are just fun, normal people. Everyone thinks like, oh, she's a stripper, she's just whatever. But like they're just actually more fun to hang out with than most of the girls that we hang out with that are like not strippers, whatever you want to say. Like they're all independent. Like they'll go out to the club, they'll buy everyone shots. Like they don't care. Like they're not one of those girls that go out and they're like, oh, this guy's got to get me this guy's got to get me that. But like, no, they're like just cool and chill. Like everyone's always like talking shit about them, but like
I think that I don't want to cut you off, but it's so true that there's such a negative connotation for like a girl who's a stripper and she like, forget other girls who are just the worst towards other females all the time. It's the craziest thing ever. But like, I mean, you'll laugh at this, but you could have a nice conversation with a stripper. I'm saying it with a smile because it's ridiculous to say.
It's not. Some of my best conversations were
But I remember a good story that you always talked about, like just like, yeah, you really, get to know her. And then it's amazing because every time you have a conversation with a stripper, if I overhear it, you have a whole story you made up about yourself. It's not even real. It's like, hey, I'm Derek. Nice to meet you. Yeah, Harvard grad.
Because here's the thing. When I was younger and I first started going to strip clubs, I'd get insulted when they'd be like, "Hey, I'm Sapphire," or "Hey, I'm like, hey man, I'm John. What's your name?" I just don't insult. I would feel insulted. And
that's just to protect them.
Yeah, well, so one girl checked me in the best way. She's like, "Hey man," she like broke character. Was like, "Hey," she's like, "Hey, just enjoy yourself. Like it's a fantasy. No, you don't get like this is who I am here. Like just enjoy it." So I really like went home and thought about it. She checked me and I'm like, yo, she's right. Like if they're gonna be fake and like have these fake things, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna have some fake ass shit too. Yeah. So when I go with my buddies, like we'll all have fake names and we'll have jobs and some like if I go out with you, I'm like, yeah, he just got signed by the Marlins and he just moved to Miami, and like give you some crazy made up name and just have a blast with it. And that's fun to me.
I've always been a big proponent of strip clubs just because like if I'm going to sit down and drink at a bar and like not really talk to anyone because I don't really like to do that, and I can't really hear another person talking, so there's no point. I might as well just be sitting at a table drinking and also looking at half naked girls. Like that was always the mentality for me. And I think even for us, we're like, oh, you're always, hanging out at strip clubs, you're doing this. Like not because we're begging for lap dances because
Yeah.
actually there's nothing I hate more
Than a lap
dance.
It's the worst.
Yeah, seriously, it's the worst
It's
thing.
the
ever.
worst thing.
Yeah,
I don't know how to explain.
there's no gain from lap dance. It's super dope for me who like would go there semi regularly, kind of, not really, but to bring someone else who's not really
For a
like,
first time.
Yeah, for their first time, and you're like, hey, like give him a lap dance. Like it's just funny for us to watch that person be uncomfortable on some level,
Because that's what Adam did with me.
or enjoy it too much. But yeah, like I took him to his first strip club. Now he's DJing at strip clubs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
My first strip club, I was 15. My dad took me middle of the day. I think he picked me up from school and took me to a strip club, and I'll never forget. It's called Peekaboo's. I think it was out here out in Boynton. And we get there, and he walks up. He goes, I don't say anything when we walk up. I got it. He gives me the 20. He goes, and when I'm done, hand this to the door guy and say thanks. So he walks me up, and I'm sweating, shaking. I'm 15. He just pulled me out of my sophomore day, and I get to the door. He goes, "Yo, I'm with my younger brother. He teaches baseball at Bucky Dent's Academy in New York. He doesn't have his ID with him." And he's like, looks at me and goes, "All right, go ahead." And I walk by and I pull my hand out, shaking with the $20 bill. So I get in there and I got in. I remember walking in. I'm like, oh my God. And I get in and he's like, all right, yo, you're up. He gives me a crisp $1 bill. He goes, go give it to her. I go, where do I put it? And he got me my first lap dance. And I don't think you ever forget your first lap dance. It was to Limp Bizkit. It was a redhead. And she had all thigh-high leather strap boots on. I never forgot it. And
I forgot my first lap dance.
That's how I met my mother.
and then he goes, now I want you to pick the hottest girl here. And I who I thought was the hottest, and I pick her. And then he goes, all right, go get a dance from her. And she gave me a dance. And I remember I came back and he goes, what'd you think about that dance? I was like, it wasn't as good. It wasn't as good as the other one. He goes, you're my son, and that's one of the final lessons I'm going to teach you, is that hotter girls don't have to work as hard as the uglier ones, dude. And that's why
That's
that's why the first one was way better.
That's
he
a
goes,
great
so
lesson.
don't forget that lesson.
That's 100% true because especially the hotter ones at Scarlett's, bro, they get paid hundreds or maybe some thousands to just literally sit down with the guy and just have a conversation with him. It's crazy.
You got to respect the hustle of that.
This one girl came up to me. She goes, yeah, he just gave me $2K for talking to him for 10 minutes.
Yeah, because bro, some guys like that.
That's such
Because they're looking for a different level of connection, like guys like that. It's different, especially out here. You know, that whole game is. I mean, the money here is ridiculous. You know that shit.
All right, so strippers are cool. You think they get a negative connotation.
Yes.
You all think they're cool. I'm going to challenge what you guys are saying with 2 questions. 1, would you guys marry a stripper?
Well, that's a trick question for me because I'm never going to get married, I think.
Oh man, do you go to therapy? And do you need a therapist? Because I can get you one for sure. Therapy's good for everybody, by the way. It's definitely not a bad
In 10 years, all these breadcrumbs are going to lead. Well, no. He doesn't drink. He's not
Absolutely.
getting married. All right. Okay, so not married for you.
Well, so far, right now.
Okay, you don't want to get you don't want to get married, but
Right as of now, probably not.
would you get in a serious relationship with a stripper?
Well, I just talked. I was on another podcast not too long ago, and I just talked about this. It's not even just a stripper. I feel like girls in South Florida, they're all the same. There's no one to trust. She could be a stripper, or she could be a bartender, or she could be an accountant, or she could be a realtor. They all cheat. They're all cheating. All guys are cheating too, but
Yo, I am engaged because I still believe in getting married and having a child.
yeah. But
and
what I
not
see,
cheating.
what I see is I don't want to right now.
I
Forever.
could understand that at your age, and especially in the scene and circle that you're in.
Yeah, but
I
everyone
definitely-
thinks, oh, Pinto, you only have that mentality because
No,
you're around
I
strippers.
don't. I think you probably had that mentality for a little bit because
Man,
it's
this
something.
is a lot of ducking my question.
'cause it's something
would you
that
marry
happened.
a stripper?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm marrying not a stripper.
My question
right, listen.
is a yes or no.
Okay.
Would you marry a stripper? I know you're engaged, you get married, you have a wonderful girl, but if you didn't, and we're just talking generally, would you marry a stripper?
Yes.
You would, okay.
Is she gonna stay a stripper when we're
She
married?
loves her profession. She understands that it gets a negative connotation, but
here's-
she's glad
all right.
that you don't think that.
Let me try to answer it a different way. Hopefully you allow me to do that, right?
How about this? Give me a yes or no, and then I'll allow you to elaborate.
If Stephanie wanted to strip right now, right? She was passionate about it, and this is what she wanted to do. Who the am I to stop her from doing that? Honestly, so I would let her do it. Well, let her do it. She does whatever the she wants. You know, I'm not in control of her like that. I don't possess her, but she would have to explain like what was really. If it's money, like I'll make more money. Like tell me what you need me to do here. Like why would you be putting yourself through that or doing that? But I guess like if I fell in love like I did, and she was a stripper, it'd be a hard thing to be like, yeah, I fell in love with a stripper, I'm marrying a stripper. I don't know.
Well,
I guess I would.
Also fall in love with the girl that you don't know is a stripper, but at the end of the day, she actually is a stripper. Like, what if she tells you she's this, but you dated her for like 2 years and she's like something else?
Well, now that makes her a stripper and a liar.
This guy doesn't trust women.
Doesn't trust anyone.
Or anybody.
Wow, I can't believe you didn't tell me. We wouldn't have been able to work through it if you told me.
Right.
But still, you should. There's no hope for this from the beginning.
What was your second question?
Second was, so marriage part. Okay, so would you be okay if you had a daughter and she decided to be a stripper? Are you okay with that?
Again, I probably don't have control over that person's
I'd
life.
be perfectly fine with it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah, that's the reality. That is the answer. Again, I'd probably do everything I could to be like, hey, maybe you shouldn't do this or you don't need to, because if you need, I don't know, the strippers at like 11 are making $100K a year easy.
Well, there's also a big difference between stripping and prostituting.
Yeah.
Like there's girls.
I'll tell you what, she could strip in New York all day long. I'd have a hard time with her stripping in Florida. Because like the Florida strip clubs versus the New York ones are different ball game entirely.
100%.
I mean, maybe not every single one, but like the culture down here is like touch what you want, do what you want, pay a little extra. You're pay to play almost everywhere.
If my girl's listening, I don't go to strip clubs.
I'm not
so I
trying
don't
to
really know how they work. But please continue to educate me.
I'm not trying to out the strip clubs down here, but in New York, like that shit, a lot of it doesn't really fly that same way.
Strip club scenes in every other state are just so much different.
Yeah, it's a different ballgame.
Like
you
down
know
here,
this, you're just
but down here
trying
you
to get me in trouble.
You get a club experience too.
No, so I actually worked at a strip club for 2 weeks. And I'll never forget.
What was your job there?
I would collect, I don't know what the title was. I was just told what I was doing. And I was miserable. Like, I had to collect money from the girls. Like, they would go on stage and they would like do dances, and I would have to collect the money from them.
Also,
You
like
were
the dance
picking up
counter.
the little dollar bills?
They had to do this thing where like when they got there, they had to pay like to go on. They had to pay money to the house to
House
go on
fee.
stage.
House fee.
Yeah, so I had to collect house fees, and then this is what I remember my last day there. There was this stripper, and her name was Ladybug, and Ladybug had like a stab wound right next to her C-section scar.
Where
and it, like made
were you
weird as shit.
working?
I don't remember what it was called, but let's say off of Blue Heron, and that should be enough.
Okay.
And I remember, like, I walked in, and my buddy who got me the job there was like, hey, John, I need you to go. Ladybug is like 4 days past due. You need to go collect from her, man. And I remember I walked in the locker room back there, and I go, I said, I can't do this. Like, I remember she's getting ready and stuff. Like, I can't be like, hey, you're 4 days behind due. You can't go up unless you give me money. It just felt like, I was like, what am I doing? I can't, this is too much for me, and I can't do it. And that was my stint. I was there for 2 weeks.
You had a good run.
Yeah, that's the crazy side about strip clubs is like house fees and safety fees and all that they have to pay.
They
Like
make
some guys think
hella
that,
bread. They make so much bread.
yeah, but like a lot of people are like, oh, the girls just get money straight up. But like some of them, if they don't get enough money, they come out
They're
negative
losing
sometimes.
money.
Yeah.
I mean, any of the clubs that we go to, like they're popping enough. Like,
Oh, yeah,
they're making
100%.
plenty. But there are some shit places that's how it is. So
All right, we got into like what the daily is there at Scarlett's, and the other place is Sway.
Oh, Sway. We should talk about Sway because
Yeah.
it's a totally different demographic.
Yeah, I'm curious what it's like because I'm not familiar with it.
Adam's been there.
So Pinto, this is the last time I was at Sway.
Are there strippers there?
Pinto,
Maybe.
probably. Pinto's DJing, and my little cousin actually, Jesse, shout out J Cap, has a table with his boys from college at like in the corner there. And as soon as I get there, I'm walking through. It's a younger, definitely a much younger demographic. So you know the story. Were you there?
It was my birthday. You took me there.
Oh, it was your birthday. I
Holy
took you there. We
shit,
saw
yes, I
Pinto. He
was at Sway.
DJing. Good. So, but do you remember the set? I'll tell you because you were DJing. The second I walked in, I see like him and his boys, and there's this other kid in his face. Like the second I got on scene, I just pushed this kid. He flies over the table behind him. Everyone's just kind of like, "Oh shit!"
You told me
And I
about
was
this.
like, "Oh, what's up, Jesse? How are you?" Just dap him up. It's just a regular day. Guess we're here now. By the way, like that was straight up assault because like he's just another college kid who was in my cousin's face. Like first of all, that was not going to be cool for me. But more importantly, like he was a kid. Like I just threw a kid over a table for no reason. You know?
Yes, Sway on the nights that I like to DJ, like Thursday is like ladies' night, but it's also like more of a college night. So that's why I got into it, because like that's when I was like, I still am popping at FAU, like, but like that's like the school that goes there, and that's why I chose that night, because like that's my main crowd is college kids. So that's why that place is like more like, I say Dare's my favorite club to DJ at, because like I get to like actually show my like DJ skills as like a actual DJ. But like Sway, I'm doing the same thing, but it's just a bunch of up kids.
Those kids
having
like
fun.
don't even know the music.
Yeah,
like,
they don't know
the
music.
music's
They're just
playing, but,
jumping
like,
to anything. They'll
they're
jump
just
to anything.
excited. Yeah, they don't know whether it's good or not. When you go to like a Dare Day club, like those guys are spending money to be there. They're in the scene. Like they
know
can
music.
know if you're doing well or you're not doing well as a DJ. You know. But yeah, Sway's it's childish out there.
You brought me there, and like I'm already older. I felt like I had it 10 years when I walked. I'm wearing like a Tommy Bahama shirt. I might as well have had it tucked in with New Balance and like tight Old Navy jeans on.
Bro,
Yeah.
I'm old there.
Me too.
It was not. I walked in and I'm like, it was like
Yeah,
where's Chris Henson to Catch a Predator? I felt like that being in there. So yeah, I'll never go back there.
No reason to ever really go back there unless like
Not that it's bad. It's just like I have no.
No,
place
100%.
to be
no,
there.
there's no
Wow,
reason
you know?
for us to be there. No, not at all. But we were there because was it your birthday? Was it Jesse's birthday?
It
too?
was.
You
Yeah,
guys
it was
have the
around,
same birthday.
It's around the same time. I know you took me there for my birthday. Steph was there, and we got there.
But-
and Jesse was there.
I don't think
know
it was
if
his birthday, was it? Weren't they all there for spring break?
Yeah,
Maybe
because
I don't
I'm May
fucking-
30th.
I don't know.
So it was right around spring break time.
It was great too, because Adam goes, "Is this a hoodie club?" I go, "Don't do that. You're gonna die of sweat."
Yeah, that place. Yeah, that's how shit the place is. Like they don't even have like bumping AC.
No, they do. It's just there's so many kids in there
There's
during
just so many sweaty
So
college
hot.
kids.
during spring break.
Yeah.
It
Oh, true.
just gets so hot.
Yeah, none of that.
Oh, that's right. There's some chicks like, hey, where do you go to school?
I'm a professor.
Yeah, definitely lied. I was like, oh, Purdue. That's all I could think about.
We told someone you were like the #1 D lineman in the at some school. Local.
Oh, that's probably where that was. She's like, where do you go to school? I was like, Purdue.
yeah.
What do you
You
do?
want to do a shot? Yeah.
Now,
How is because I pay attention to shit like that. Like that DJ booth. There's so many people in there. Is that the worst thing ever?
it's the worst.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks that like, oh, you got to fill your DJ booth up with like mad bitches and stuff. It'd be cool and stuff. Like, no, it's not cool, because they get real up and they do real dumb things.
That's your equipment you bring every time.
No,
right?
not there.
there?
No, but like they have up the equipment there before. But like, if they up the equipment, that means I can't DJ.
Right.
But then also,
That's not your laptop you put up.
no, the laptop's mine.
Right. So your equipment. I don't mean like the actual.
Yeah, the mixer and stuff. But
This thing, whatever this shit is.
the mix CDJs. But yeah, they could up my laptop easily, and I do not want that. But yeah, the more crowded the booth is, the more chance you have of people falling. I've had girls tumble on top of me, like knock my back leg. I've
to see your purple hair getting taken out.
what's it called? Cranberry vodka all over white pants. Just the worst. And then the guys,
No respect these days. These
And then
bitches have no respect.
shout out Red, he watches, he's like, he protects the DJ and like the DJ booth and all that, but like, bro, you gotta stop letting so many guys in. Like, I'm like, no, I need my boys in here, because like they're not gonna get shit faced and just knock me over or knock drinks over. They're just gonna chill and just stare at girls. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about like the girls coming into the booth. They're just like, oh, and then there's like, can I ask for this song? Can I do that? That's why like that place is crazy. Like, it's fun and all, but like as long as you don't touch me when I'm DJing, there could be as many people in the booth as they want.
So what's next?
Festivals, like but to get to that, you got to make music, and that's what the journey I'm on right now is releasing music.
What's that looking like?
We're looking good. I released a song in February. It did all right. It was just my first song, but like I have one coming out July 27th, and everyone's always like, "Yo, you can't just be releasing it on your own. You should maybe like send music out to labels and stuff." But like,
That.
that's not the label. That's not the path I want to go down. I want to be independent for like the rest of my life.
Yeah, I think, the independent or label thing was never a discussion until you had a guy like, and this is obviously not in the DJ world, but like Chance the Rapper.
Exactly.
And it was like, all right, like independent, like it can work, it could be
Yeah.
popular. And the way that you branded yourself, with the cone, and was it MBOP?
MBAP, yeah.
MBAP, which stands for what?
I have to say it.
Yeah.
A big ass penis.
Nice. I'm not lying. I thought he was gonna say money, bitches, and swear to God, I thought that's what he was gonna say.
That was my screen name in high school.
But like he is branded under that.
That's cool.
So like he could take an independent path and definitely go that route. It's gonna be more of a grind. It's gonna be harder.
100%. Like I won't have a label or a company helping me pump my music to like playlists and stuff, but like as long as I keep being able to push all my own content, like make videos with the music and all that.
Yeah, you don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
And when you start making like serious money, not saying you're not making money now because you are, but when you take that and you put it into your own website that has all of your music and it's connected to the, places you could hear and buy your shit and buy your
Exactly.
merch and go down that whole line. And if you start doing some real SEO behind that,
Yeah,
people are
100%.
gonna
I
search
just
your
made a
name.
website not too long ago.
Yeah, that's it.
Like I'm 100% committed to like just losing money and branding myself. Like I just made hats. I maybe sold 3 of them and gave away the rest. Like that was a loss in money, but now I see my hat in like a bunch of videos.
Absolutely.
People are wearing them everywhere they go out. Like
That recognition is gonna matter.
it's all I need. Like marketing is the number one. I try to tell everyone, even DJs that don't like me, I'm like, bro, you just gotta like market yourself, make videos. Like if you follow me, you know the videos I make are insane.
I see your boy doing that festival None.
Yeah,
Like he's branding himself. Like and it's
100%.
a super recognizable.
it's a 6 foot
character,
5
himself
guy in a nun outfit.
In a nun outfit. I know, crazy, right? But I know for a fact that you won't forget that.
Won't forget that.
Nah, never. And like that shit, that matters.
Just to rewind a little bit, didn't The Weeknd do that? The Weeknd released like 3 separate albums on YouTube alone, and then those albums got picked up by a studio because he got big, and then that was his first album, which was called Trilogy, based on those 3 albums combined. Are
Probably.
you guys familiar with
I
that?
have no idea.
I
But like, how are you gonna go from Chance the Rapper to The Weeknd? Like Chance was a good enough example. You
Yeah,
have to go to
he's
The
the one that-
Weeknd. So whack.
started it all. Chance,
Yeah,
not
Chance.
the Weeknd.
The Weeknd came after Chance.
But
Yeah, The Weeknd was like Monday.
Anyway, what we're trying to say here is that I think that shit works. Like if you
100%.
do your own thing, you put it out, and if it works, if people like it, and you get the exposure, yeah,
It's like, not to be corny about it, but like it's gonna work if you work it at the end of the day. So you gotta just keep doing it, keep putting content out. Which like you're doing this, although like we're obviously just first getting started now. It's still content. You'll be able to clip this, use it, whatever, and that shit matters.
exactly, I tell people all the time, even if you don't think it's content or you don't think you should film it anyway. Just like if you're not gonna post it, don't post it, but you still have it. Like you gotta film everything nowadays, or like you're just gonna stay in the dust.
Are you doing any PR type stuff? Are you trying to reach out to magazines or not magazines,
I haven't done
obviously,
anything
it's
yet,
metal,
but like it's because I just like got everything like assorted with. Like I just got all the pre-save links and all that.
I do remember when you had an article come out during Miami Music Week, and
Yeah.
it was like this kid's been DJing like, I don't know, you can go into it more, but like 20 times, like not a single drink of alcohol he's had.
Yeah,
like,
it was
he's just
during
been crushing.
during spring break
Okay,
because I was doing 7 days a week,
yeah, DJing 7 days a week. is
sometimes
probably
2
insane.
shows a day. But like the article was like wait, there's no way you don't drink during all this. I'm like, no, I don't drink. And so then they wrote a whole article about like just my diet of not drinking and just eating Scarlett's chicken tenders because we go there for the chicken tenders.
Right.
But yeah,
That is, but even something like that, like maybe you don't want to be like known for, like that's not part of your brand identity or your image. Like, it's still good to get that shit off.
Yeah, 100%.
And anything that you can Google in, and when people type in Pinto, Bean isn't coming up and it's you, that's a win. That's why I talk about like the SEO behind the website, making sure it's friendly like that. And by the way, you want to ever get into that, let me know. I'll help you out. 1,000%. Happy to. But that shit's important.
100%.
So when's this second song coming out?
July 27th.
27th. Nice.
I picked a random Wednesday because everyone always releases songs on Friday. But then I realized like on Friday, my engagement isn't high around that time because everyone's out.
Right.
On a Wednesday?
So I believe, and I might be very wrong, actually, this is something we should look up.
Oh,
maybe.
wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's you, buddy.
That's when I was on a billboard.
I remember you on the bill. I remember we stopped in the middle of the highway to look at you on a billboard. That was hysterical.
Scarlett's put me on my first ever billboard.
That's cool. What was that like to see?
That was top 3 surreal moments of my
Yeah, that was pretty
entire
cool.
life.
Honestly, it was pretty cool.
Bro, it's a LED billboard.
It's a huge billboard.
Did you
On
like,
Right on 95.
Oh my God, yeah. My
was
mom
everywhere.
put it on her Facebook or something, but like,
Did you know Scarlett's is?
I don't know.
Still,
But,
let's not take away from the billboard.
but like, yeah, that was like the point in time where people like everywhere I was like going out or like getting food, they're like, dude, I was stuck in traffic on I-95 and I saw your face. I was like, nice.
So I was saying on the Friday thing, I think like to be maybe nominated for like Grammys or something, you have to put the music out on Friday. Like almost like it's a fair fight. We all release same day and see who's ranking. Maybe it's a Billboard thing more than it is Grammys.
Probably.
Like it has to count. So when they do that, it's really geared for that.
Yeah, probably.
Otherwise, like it doesn't qualify for to be ranked or some shit. So
Well,
I
that's
don't know
something
why I
don't
know
have to
that.
worry about
I
right
just
now.
every Friday or every Thursday night, like I was always looking to see what music had just dropped because I'm into it like that.
Yeah, but
At your stage, release it on Wednesday, Tuesday. It doesn't matter.
Exactly. At my stage, I don't have to worry about the billboards. I would love to, but like it's a possibility.
Listen, who knows?
If it gets picked up, it's a
Absolutely.
possibility. But like right now, it's like I know my engagement with my audience, so I was like, why not a Wednesday?
Right. Absolutely.
People aren't out; they're not doing anything.
Not wrong at all. Very cool. That's I know it. Like you waited a little bit before you decided to make music and go release your own tracks. Was there like were you just trying to build up your following before?
Not
you
even
were
just
like,
following; it's just time consuming.
Yeah.
Music's just you got to devote a lot of energy, and especially during spring break and even months before that, like committing to the 7 days a week DJing.
Yeah, that's some shit.
I don't have time for like. That's why like the marriage question too earlier. Like you're like, are you ever gonna get married to a stripper? Even if I want to get married to anyone, I can't even get in a relationship with a girlfriend right now because like my hours of the day are DJing all night long, sleeping while people are doing their normal stuff, and then waking up, going to the gym, and then starting my whole day again just DJing. So like I don't have time to commit to anyone. Literally, I'm putting all my energy into myself. That's why now I have all this time to make music, but I really don't have time to make music. Like it's just a weird circle right now.
I bet it'd be real challenge. I don't know. Have you tried dating as a DJ at all? Because I imagine that's like got to be a bitch
I've never dated.
to do that, to have a girlfriend and then be like, hey, all right, I'm out. I'm going to do this, and you know what I mean? Just dealing with that.
Yeah.
It sounds terrible.
Yeah, it sounds like a headache. There's got to be a lot of trust and like
Not even just trust, like
security going on there. Not for you, for that chick. You're going out because you live in that kind of thing, and it's like you're a celebrity. So there's a lot of temptation. I don't think that thing would even work without a high level of trust and
exactly.
and all that.
Not even just trust, but like just the hours. Like I would probably just never see her.
Yeah, logistically, you just really don't have time for it.
Yeah, it'd be crazy. But yeah, especially with this now, I'm getting hit up by like other producers and stuff to like work with them.
Collabs.
So that'd be nice to collab with people because there's like a lot of producers out there. At the end of the day, that's why I'm good right now because like I grew that following. There's a bunch of guys out there that are dirty at making music, but they have 200 followers.
No, it's always like that. There's just, there's people who are wildly talented and then people who are just more popular.
Yeah.
And so they got the shot before that other person. That's just the reality of the game.
But that's what I would love to do is like find a kid that's amazing at producing and help grow his name, and then he could teach me more about making music.
Yeah.
Like it's a win-win. Like you can't just stay behind the computer your whole life.
Yeah, it's a piggyback,
Like, yes, you can. You'll make money. But if you have a name and you're a producer, you'll be making so much more because you can make songs for anyone.
And then you get right into your festival life, what you're looking for.
That's the dream and the goal.
Yeah.
Festivals.
Very cool.
I don't want to be a club DJ.
All right. So to wrap this up, I got a question for you.
Oh, God.
Here we go.
We're big into what ifs here, right? So
Here on Board and Hustling, we're big into what ifs.
yeah,
All right.
who's like your favorite female celebrity? Like who's your girl? Like your celebrity crush? Let's say.
I couldn't even tell you. I don't pay attention to anything. I would have to actually think about this.
Yeah, you're on the spot now.
Do you want to we want us to give you a couple of big names
Start
that are
naming
hot right
names.
now? Kim Kardashian, any of the Kardashians, any of the Jenners, Emily Ratajkowski.
I was obsessed with Vanessa Hudgens.
Oh, she's great.
She's still hot?
Yeah.
Oh, then
Yeah,
Vanessa
she still
Hudgens.
got it.
Okay. So all right, but who's the now? It's got to be like a bad one. Who?
Well, there's plenty. I mean, I'm not participating. I've already ruined my image enough. My PR team's going to have to fucking hide this whole episode.
All right. Let's go. Who's somebody that you know that's like, you know who Roseanne is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So she just came up to mind, right? Because she seems like the opposite of what you like. So, would you rather have sex with Roseanne to full completion, meaning she has to be fully satisfied, whatever that takes, or Vanessa Hudgens, but she's been dead for 2 hours?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Gun to your head, you gotta choose.
Yeah, dead body.
Wow, that's disgusting. All right.
I don't want to ask, but is the dead body to completion also?
All right. Hey, man, this was a blast. I had
This
fun.
was fun.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I've met you a few times, but getting to know more about you, your passion, and you're an artist in what you do. And you can see that how you talk about it, and you're really serious and focused. And I'm excited to see where your career goes, and I'm excited for your song dropping. And I'll be keeping my eye out for you, man.
I appreciate that.
Thanks for sharing today. Guys, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you next episode.